So there's a very simple quote by Carl Jung, which I love. He says, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Took me a long time to memorize that. But I think it's a quote that's especially pertinent just now after the kind of heightened intensity of this new moon season we just had. A new moon is often called dark moon because the sky is darkened. And so with that, there's also the added potential during dark moon, during a darkened sky, to add illumination. And so that's kind of the deal with new moons and really any new beginnings in general, is that there's a lot of heightened potentiality. But the shadow side of that, of course, is with that heightened potential, there's also a lot of heightened instability. So a lot of turmoil happening, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of instability. Am I the only one feeling that? And I'm not just talking about, political instability, although that's definitely a thing. But, we're interested in the internal arts, and so I'm talking much more about that beckoning call to draw inwards and to navigate inner turmoil. That call to slow down and soften in and almost hibernate. I think living in Southern California, we tend to forget. I'm a mountain girl, so this is all very new for me, but we're not exposed to the radical transitions between the seasons, so we forget that where we're placed right now is actually kind of surfing the last lip of winter. And in Chinese medicine, winter is the season where water element is strongest. In other words, it's the season which necessitates the call to draw inwards. And to really be comfortable with stillness. And to take the time to nourish the self. Good sex, pack on a few pounds. Just be gentle with kind of what I like to call the buffet of beingness. So we get to taste all of the flavors of the self, and that includes the darkened corners. That includes suffering. And in fact, when we don't meet those darkened corners, then we actually increase our capacity to suffer. When we don't meet those darkened skies eye to eye. So I'd like to offer tonight's class just as a recollection, to recall why it is that we practice. And it's certainly not just to feel that juicy joy, or to live consistently in the bliss body, although that's certainly a side effect of a proper dosage of an awakened practice. But if that's all that you're extracting from the experience, then you're completely missing the point. So let's remember why it is that we practice. Because the more of us committed to the work of making the darkness conscious, the more potential we have as a collective to bring light into a darkened sky.